Hey guys, Josh here again with Windy City Equipment. Just wanted to log on for a minute here and share a little bit of advice with you. We just left a meeting with a lot of managers for the stores that we take care of. One customer, several locations. This was more of a communication meetup than anything else, just to make sure that everybody was on the same page. So I wanted to take this opportunity just to tell everyone what I've learned as far as keeping communication on point. I think we can all agree, no matter what industry we're in, especially if you're in the service industry, that communication is so not only overlooked but difficult to get a grasp on. In the service industry, for example, you've got technicians all over the city, all over the state, or all over the country, traveling back and forth. What they see on site has to be relayed to the office. Once it gets relayed to the office, then it has to not only get relayed to the correct people and personnel within the office, but also then to the customer. There's just a lot of communication that has to happen, and it leads to a lot of breakdowns. So the trick is to be able to walk that line of communication and really find what works best for everybody to keep everybody in the know and keep it from turning into one big game of telephone where at the end of it you're saying, huh? How did we get here? So anyway, one thing that I've noticed is that face-to-face is always best. Face-to-face, there is no substitute for, okay? If you're trying to communicate anything via email, it's harder to do than if you're trying to communicate anything via phone, and that's harder to do than if you're trying to communicate anything via face-to-face. Face-to-face, you can read people's body languages, expressions, really get a better understanding of how they feel about a situation, because they may not always want to come out and say exactly how they feel, but if you can see how they're acting, it will actually improve that communication. So there's a couple of ways to do this. First and foremost, one-on-one, face-to-face is always best. That way, whoever you're communicating with can get your undivided attention. And this translates to more than just business, right? This translates into everything, personal relationships, and of course the service company, retail industry, whatever it may be. Communication will never change and will always be as important as it is today, if not more. So face-to-face, one-on-one is always best, but if you're looking for efficiency, face-to-face with everybody you're trying to communicate, if you need to tell the same thing to several different people, is the second best thing to do. All right, that's why I wanted to meet with everybody that I met with today, because having everyone in the same room and being able to communicate objectives, like we've talked about before, and in this case as well, solutions, concerns, anything that concerned them. I was right there in the room. Anybody and everybody could tell me exactly how they felt, exactly what they were having issues with, if they were having issues, what they like, what they dislike, and I'm able to retain that a lot easier than I would if it was written in an email or even if it was a phone call. So I think, it's of utmost importance to, number one, focus on communication, and number two, communicate the right way. Jake, you want to chime in?
Yeah, no, I really think you're spot on. We talked about this earlier, but face-to-face communication is just so important because there are so many, little things that would slip, whether it's email or on the phone. I mean, small nuances like body language and facial expressions and things like that. It's just super easy for any of that to get lost. And, when you meet face-to-face with somebody, not only can you read them better, but it provides a level of comfortability. It makes you comfortable with each other, and really, the better you can get to know your customers, the people you do business with, the easier the conversation is. The easier the conversation is, the more truthful and deep into that conversation you're going to get,
Expanding on that, it's not B2B. There's no such thing as business to business. Mm-hmm. It's always person to person, okay? And I'm not talking about B2C or C2C. That's not a thing. But I'm saying that people are what connect the dots.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. And especially with our business, that's what it's all about. It's about people. Yeah, we work on equipment, but we deal with people.
That's right. Cool. That's all we got for today. Just wanted to share that with you. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, sign up for our newsletter, and listen to our podcast, man. That podcast, it was a lot of fun. We just did the first one yesterday, the first real one where we sat down. Take a listen. It's a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot more to come on that front. So that's all we got. See you around.